Let's recap our journey. We started by probing the perimeter, mapping the domain, and feeling out the target's defenses. We corrected our DNS syntax errors, performed specific service lookups, and finally pushed into an aggressive full-port scan. That aggressive T4 scan uncovered the goldmine: an anonymous LDAP server, outdated databases, and a vulnerable webmin panel. If you missed the step-by-step breakdown of these commands, I highly recommend out our previous episodes. Now, we face a new hurdle. We have the targets, but we lack the passwords. How do you break into a system when the front door is locked? You have 0 credentials. In today's episode, we're pivoting to advanced enumeration and lateral movement. I'll show you how to bypass the need for direct SSH passwords by leveraging the intelligence we've already gathered. No password? No problem. Let's see how we can still break in. Actually do it this time. No more guessing the base DN. Let's hit enter and see if the server will finally hand over its true identity. Why do we run this specific command with an empty base and a base scope? It's all about the root DSE. By setting B null base, we stop guessing the domain name and go straight to the very top level. And with sbase, we tell the server, don't dig into subdirectories, just show me this top level entry. This forces the LDAP server to hand over its root DSA specific entry, essentially its master configuration. It's the ultimate reconnaissance move when you have 0 knowledge of the internal network structure. This specific result delivers 2 critical pieces of intelligence. First, result, 0 success. This is the absolute most crucial part. It means the server fully accepted our anonymous query. The door is wide open. It didn't reject us. Second, object class, OpenLDAP. It voluntarily exposes its underlying tech stack. This tells us exactly what we're dealing with. This machine is running an OpenLDAP system. The dnsrecon brute force scan has finally finished, and the results are incredibly valuable. By feeding it a targeted word list, we forced the local DNS server to reveal hidden subdomains. We found multiple records, including standard A records, AAA records, and several CNAME aliases. In penetration testing, finding a forgotten subdomain like a VPN endpoint or dev server is like finding a backdoor. This successfully expands our attack surface. Let's map these new targets and see what they are hiding. Instead of manual queries, let's automate the process using Nmap scripting engine. The crucial part is script args.dap base equals dot. We are explicitly setting an empty base DN. This forces Nmap to query the root DSE and attempt to dump the directory from the absolute top level. I custom an Nmap script adapted and integrated by myself. Please leave a comment below this video if you would like a copy. You can run a search here to see how the various features are applied. Let's test the Redis service using redis.ci. We send an info command hoping for an easy win, but we get a NOAUTH error. The admin actually secured it with a password. The easy way in is closed. Pen testing is all about pivoting. We check NFS and then query the Rsync service on port 873. Bingo. The server leaks 2 exposed modules, a data repository and a home legacy export. Look at the exports. The data directory is wide open marked with an asterisk, but the juicy home directory is restricted to a very specific IP subnet. We are locked out here. In a real-world scenario, beginners might give up, but a red teamer always checks the back door. You might be wondering, does this kind of stupid mistake actually happen in the real world? Absolutely. In fact, it's one of the leading causes of massive corporate data breaches. Think of enterprise IT like managing a complex engineering project. The master blueprint has strict security gates, but during execution, a team opens a temporary access route for convenience and simply forgets to seal it up later. That's exactly what this legacy Rsync module is. The new admins secured the NFS front door but were completely blind to the old back door. As attackers, we don't always need complex 0 days. We just need to find the forgotten service tunnels. Let's refocus and launch the real attack. Rsync have targeting their home directory. Look at this data pouring in. The administrator severely misconfigured the permissions, allowing anonymous reads. While some folders deny access, we successfully download the hidden .bashrc and plan files for the user ptook. And that is where we will wrap up for today. What a session it has been. We went from completely blind external reconnaissance to finding a critical misconfiguration in Rsync. By bypassing the locked front doors, we successfully extracted ptook's personal config files. We have our foothold. Next episode, but getting a foothold is just the beginning. In tomorrow's video, we'll pull out an absolute classic, the infamous dirty cow privilege escalation. You might think this exploit is ancient history, but against legacy systems, it's still a lethal weapon. Except, to use it directly into the passwine file, but in a live pen test, exploits are unstable. Something goes horribly wrong. Look at this terrifying line, sudo unknown user root. We forced concurrent data writes and ended up corrupting the core system file on the spot. Tune in tomorrow to see if we can recover from this disaster and own the box, or if we lose our shell completely. Stay tuned. Before we wrap up, I must issue a critical security and legal warning. The demonstrations in this video were conducted entirely within a closed, isolated lab environment. They are strictly for educational purposes to help us understand and defend against DNS attacks. Never attempt to spoof, hijack or recreate government, military, or enterprise websites. Unauthorized setup of such sites is a severe violation of cybersecurity laws worldwide. It will inevitably lead to criminal investigation and severe legal consequences. Technology is neutral. Always stay ethical and always act within the law.